Namaste and welcome to English class. Dear students, today we are going to learn Unit 1 of Grade 10 book. I think all of you have got Grade 10 English book. This is the book. Yes. So, now we are going to start Unit 1 and page number 1. I hope all of you are ready, aren't you? So, first of all, let's look at the picture there. You see etiquettes. What do we see in the picture? Yes, in the picture, you see 4 people from different countries. And you can guess they follow different cultures. And you can guess by looking at the dress, you know that they are from different nationalities. And on the top, you see etiquettes. Can you guess? What is the meaning of etiquette? Etiquette means good manners. People living in different countries follow certain rules, regulations, they have cultures, and they have norms and values, right? So etiquette means good manners that people follow in the society, right? You see in the picture, look at the pictures below and answer the following questions. There are 2 questions, okay? Where are these people from? Can you guess? Where are they from? Okay, so you can guess. Okay, one maybe from Muslim country, one is maybe from Nepal, another maybe from Japan, or another maybe from Europe or America. They are from different countries. And next is, how do they greet each other? Now let's remember, we are from Nepal and we do namaste, okay? This way we greet when we meet people, right? The person from Europe or America, they shake hands, right? So there are different ways. Now let's look at the answers there. So these people are, hope you are looking at your book, okay? So are you looking at the pictures of your book on page number 1? Yes, I'm sure you are doing that. And, okay, the possible answers for the first question, where are these people from? Okay, these people are from different countries or cultures. We know this from their get-up. Get-up is the dress they wear, right? And they may be Americans, or they may be Muslims, or Japanese, or Nepali, and so on. Okay, we have the second question. How do they greet each other? Okay, so they greet each other according to their cultural norms and values. When we greet, our greeting reflects our culture, our norms and values in the society, right? So, number 1, okay, we discussed about it. Hope you are clear about it. Okay, now let's move to number 2. Okay, describe your dining etiquette. Is it different from the Japanese people? That is a question to you. Okay, you know your dining etiquette. Dining means eating. You know dining table. Dining table means the table which is used for eating, right? So, dining etiquette between Nepal and Japan. That means Nepalese culture and Japanese culture. You may find difference, right? You remember your dining etiquette, right? Okay, so you take food with other family members, but normally you can use your hand, or sometimes you use spoons or forks. But Japanese people, normally they use chopsticks to eat food. So there is a difference, all right? And one more difference is that while eating, Japanese people don't point out any other people with their chopsticks. This is not supposed to be good, okay? So while eating also, here in Nepal, people don't talk, right? Normally, they take food peacefully, right? So there are different cultures. And number B, in the study time, are you looking at your book? I'm sure, on page number 1, number B, study time. What do we see there? Read the following text quickly and answer these questions. Here are 3 different questions. And what is the first question? The first question is, how do the Canadians greet each other? So, you find the answer in the text, right? Now, let's read the text and find the answer, okay? Here, you can see, if you see the greetings there, greetings means, first there comes study time, and a world guide to good manners, and there comes greetings. In greetings, line number 2, you find there, Canadians or American or Canadian shake their hand firmly while looking you straight in the eyes, right? That is the answer there you can find. And the second question you find here is, how long does it take for Latin Americans to complete their lunch? If you turn the page, okay, and go through here, and food and drink, okay, food and drink. How long does it take for Latin Americans to complete their lunch? When we read about Latin Americans, we find the answer. For example, here, in Italy, Spain, and Latin America, lunch is often the biggest meal of the day and can last 2 or 3 hours. It lasts for 2 or 3 hours, right? Similarly, you can find, you can find the third question here. Where do people take off their shoes when entering a restaurant? Okay. Now, you can see here now. In clothes, if you turn the page and read in the clothes in the third line, you can find in Japan, you should take off your shoes when entering a house or a restaurant. Remember to place them together facing the door you came in. This is also true in China, Korea, Thailand, and Iran, right? Now, let's look at the answers. You are in the same question there, number B, study time. Now, let's look at the answers, okay? Before answers, I'm going to show you some pictures there. What do you see there? Doing namaste, right? This is Nepalese way of greeting. Okay, you see there, in the next picture, you can see 2 people, they are bowing. This is another way of greeting. They are from Japan, all right? Okay, you see, they are trying to shake their hands. They are from the US, right? And so different people from different nationalities show their culture by greeting, okay, with their clothes or food, okay? Now you see people having food. This is the Nepalese culture. Normally people in Nepal have their food using their hand, okay? But nowadays, some people use spoons or forks. Okay, this is also a culture. You see here in Japan, people take their food or they take their meal using chopsticks. You can see most of the people using chopstick there. So this is the way they take their food, and this culture is different from Nepalese culture, okay? Not all the people in the world have the same culture to take food or to wear clothes or to greet, okay? So they have different cultures. Now, read the text quickly and answer these questions. We're talking about this. And how do the Canadians greet each other? This is the question. And the answer is, Canadians greet each other by shaking hands and looking straight at each other. Okay? Hope you got the answer. The question is number B, right? Read the following text quickly and answer these questions on page number 1. Okay. The answer is Canadians greet each other by shaking hands and looking straight at each other. Hope you got the correct answer. Now, let's look at question number B. How long does it take for Latin Americans to complete their lunch? This is the second question. And the answer is, it takes 2 to 3 hours for Latin Americans to complete their lunch. Okay. And the third is, where do people take off their shoes when entering a restaurant? This is the third question, question number C. And the answer, some time ago, we found the answer in the passage. The answer is, look at the answer, please. People from Japan, China, Korea, Thailand, and Iran take their shoes off. Okay, that means when it's time to enter the restaurant, at that time they take off their shoes outside, right? Only then they enter. Okay, hope you got the general idea of number A, number 1 and 2, or number A and B. Now, we are going to read the passage. Okay, you have got your book, please look at the book. Okay, we are going to read the passage and understand it clearly. A world guide to good manners, how not to behave badly abroad. Abroad is foreign country, right? When we go abroad, at that time we need to know the culture of the people living there. Only then we feel easy. Otherwise, we don't feel easy, right? Our people who come to visit our country, Nepal, should know the culture of our country, the way we greet, the way we take our food, the way we dress. When they know our culture, only then they feel easy. So you might have experienced something that when a foreigner comes and the foreigner does namaste to you, that is what? Because they have learned our culture and they want to greet us in our culture, right? Okay, so let's read the passage. Traveling to all corners of the world is getting easier and easier nowadays because of different means of transport. Buses, trains, planes, they have made it, our life very easier, especially in the field of traveling, okay, in the field of transportation. We live in a global village. Nowadays, the world is like a village, so it's a global village, the whole world, right? But this doesn't mean that we all behave in the same way, but people from different countries behave in different ways. They don't behave in the same way, right? So different people of different countries have their own way of life. That means they have their culture, they have their tradition, okay? They have different way of, just now we talked about the different ways of greeting, different ways of putting on clothes, that means dress, and next is different way of dining. Dining means eating food, right? So here now let's talk about, or let's discuss about greeting first, okay? In the first paragraph you find here now, greeting. How should you behave when you meet someone for the first time? We should behave politely. We should behave in a friendly manner, right? That you have learned from your culture, right? That your parents have taught you, that your society has taught you, right? So, an American or Canadian shakes their hand firmly while looking you straight in the eyes. There are two ways they do. When they greet Americans or Canadians, they shake their hands looking at the eyes straight, right? They don't feel shy. They have clear eye contact, okay, with clear handshake. Now we see here, in many parts of Asia, there is no physical contact at all. But we live in Asia, you know that. Our culture is namaste. Not only in Nepal, in many parts of Asia, there is no physical contact. Normally one person does not touch another person on the body, right? Okay, they stay at a distance and they greet. This is the way. In Japan, you should bow. This is the way we bow in Japan. Okay, sometimes ago, I showed you a picture. At that time, two Japanese were greeting each other, right? So in Japan, normally people, they bow, okay? And the more you respect the person, the deeper you should bow. That means the degree of bowing depends on the person's value, right? The more you bow down, the deeper respect you are showing, right? Okay, and in Thailand, the greeting is made by pressing both hands together at the chest. Both hands, okay, at the chest, okay? Where is it done? In Thailand. When the people of Thailand greet, at that time, okay, they press both hands, okay, in the chest. And as if you are praying. Suppose you are praying, okay? This is how the people of Thailand greet. And bowing your head slightly, this is, okay, it is slightly. This is how they greet in Thailand, all right? Similarly, in both countries, eye contact is avoided as a sign of respect. We talked about Canadians and Americans, they have clear eye contact. But here in Thailand and in Japan, in another country, and what happens is that normally there is no eye contact, okay? Eye contact is not a sign of respect for these people. Okay, now let's turn the page. Page number 2. Let's talk about clothes. Many countries have rules about what you should and should not wear. Now you are at school. You are in your uniform, school uniform, right? Is it your formal dress or casual dress? Obviously, that's your formal dress. Because when you are at school, at that time, you should follow the rule of the school. Okay, one of the important rules you follow at school is you should put on or you should wear school uniform. Okay, though there are different colors uniforms at school, but normally when you go to school or college at that time, you should put on your uniform, right? But when you are out of school or office or other places, you might have seen other people going to office, okay, wearing particular dress. That is their uniform, right? You might have seen your teacher's uniform. Now, you can look at me, I'm in the teacher's uniform, right? So, different places, not only within a country, but also in different parts of the world, people have different cultures and especially different way of wearing dress, okay, or clothes. You see, many countries have rules about what you should and should not wear. In Asian and Muslim countries, okay, we are from Asia, you know. In Asian and Muslim countries, what happens? You see, you should not reveal the body, especially women, who should wear long-sleeved tops, right? You might have heard about Muslim countries especially. What happens is they should not reveal. Reveal means show. They should not show the parts of the body when they go out or when they wear clothes and go to their work, right? So what happens is the culture is that they should not reveal. That means they should not show the parts of their body, especially for women, right? Some men can do, but especially for women, the culture does not allow to show the parts of the body. So they always wear long-sleeved tops, okay, outer cloth. But in Japan, let's talk about Japan. You should take off your shoes when entering a house or a restaurant. You should take off your shoes, okay? Okay, when entering a house or a restaurant, you should not enter with the shoes, right? You should keep it, okay, keep the shoes outside, keep them outside, okay? Remember to place them together facing the door you come in. And there is particular way of putting the shoes outside. Facing the door, not anywhere you like. When you enter, at that time you should put your shoes at the particular place where it faces the door. Just opposite side of the door you should put. This is also true in China, Korea, Thailand, and Iran. The 5 countries altogether, right? First we talked about Japan, okay? And the second is China, third Korea, next Thailand, and okay, and Iran. All these countries, okay, follow the same rule while entering. That means while going inside. Enter means go inside, right? And at that time, they put their shoes outside and facing the door. This is. And now, let's talk about food and drink. You see, do you think all the people of the world eat same kind of food? Or do they make the same kind of food? Obviously, not. Okay, what is your common food? Okay, the typical food in your place might be dal, bhat, curry, okay, pickle, that we say achar, okay, and sometimes meat items, or sometimes egg items. So, but in festivals, you may have different experience of the food, especially in Nepalese festivals. Okay, so in other countries also, they take regular food that is normal. Okay, and in special festive occasions, they take other kinds of foods, special foods. Okay, so now let's talk about food. Okay, food and drink. In Italy, Spain, and Latin America, lunch is often the biggest meal of the day. So, in our country, Nepal, there is no culture of special lunch that we say khaja, right? In the daytime, when children go to school, right? Now you are at school. Okay, around 1 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, you take one food, one item of food, that is tiffin, right? So in Nepal, we don't take a special lunch, that is, we take a light one, that is khaja. But we have the culture of taking food, special food, that means heavy meal, twice a day, around 9 o'clock, or 9 to 10, or in the evening, 7 to 8. Okay? That includes dal, bhat, tarkari, achar, okay, and some other items. So that is the special way of food we take. Okay, and lunch, our lunch is not so heavy like European or American lunch. Okay. Okay, lunch is often the biggest meal of the day. In which countries? Italy, Spain, and Latin America. And can last 2 or 3 hours. That means it takes a long time for them to take lunch. It lasts, means it takes 2 or 3 hours. Maybe it may start from 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock and it goes for 2 or 3. That means 12 to 3 it may go, so it lasts for 2 or 3 hours. But for, okay, in Nepal normally, we don't take a very long time to take food. In some special party or ceremony, like marriage ceremony and others, it may take a long time, but normally one person, single person doesn't take a very long time to have food. Okay? Okay, for this reason, many people eat a light breakfast and a late dinner. In these countries, in the Western countries, they take heavy meal, okay, in the daytime, but in the morning and evening time, what do? They take light meal, okay, light food. That is breakfast and late dinner, that is light. In Britain, you might have a business lunch and do business as you eat. Okay. We have new information here. That is what? In Britain, okay, we know that their culture is business lunch. Okay, having lunch and doing business together. Okay, lunch is a time to relax. Yes. In Mexico and Japan, many people prefer not to discuss business while eating. But in Mexico and Japan, people don't discuss business while eating. There is a different culture. Okay, lunch is a time to relax and socialize. Another very important point is that when people meet at that time, they find lunch is a time to relax and socialize. That means to make friends, to talk to friends, okay, to discuss on a particular subject. And the Japanese rarely drink alcohol at lunch times. Japanese people normally don't take alcohol in the lunch time, okay. Normally, okay, that means they rarely means that only in a very few cases they may take, otherwise they don't take. In Britain and the United States, what happens? It is not unusual to have a business meeting over breakfast. That means, but talking about Britain and the United States, it is not unusual. It means this is usual. That means these people have business meeting. That means while having lunch, they have business meeting. Okay, and over breakfast. And in China, it is common to have business banquets. Banquet is special food that you enjoy, and in China they have business banquet. Okay, but you should not discuss business during the meal. You see, they have business banquet, but you should not discuss business during the meal. Where? In China. All right. So Okay, by now, you have got general idea about greeting, clothes, food, and drink. Dear students, we are going to start some of the exercise based on the text or based on the lesson that we learned today. Okay, so rest of the lesson we will complete next time. Okay, and the lesson that we have learned, that means especially this is a world guide to good manners, how not to behave badly abroad. We discussed three things. I hope you understood three different aspects. Number one, greetings, how people greet in different countries. Number two, you learned about clothes, how people, or what type of people normally wear, okay, and how is the culture of the cloth. And third is food and drink, okay. And the rest part of the lesson we will learn next time. Now we are going to start the exercises, okay. Exercises based on the lesson. Page number 3, vocabulary in use. Do you see there in your book? Okay, I hope, dear students, you can see there. Page number 3, vocabulary in use. Solve the crossword puzzle using appropriate words from the text. Do you see this? Yes. Okay, you can see there. And now, across and down. What word comes there? Across, uncomfortable or humiliating. Okay, uncomfortable and humiliating. Now, let's look there. Crossword puzzle. Okay, what is the meaning of uncomfortable and humiliating? Now, you can see the word there, that is embarrassing. Yes, I am sure you may not find this word there, but the meaning is there. Okay? You don't find this word in the book. Please don't try to find in the book. But the meaning of uncomfortable and humiliating is embarrassing. Okay? Does it fit in the boxes there? Of course. embarrassing, right? Embarrassing. All right? Okay, now let's move to the second word. A part of a piece of clothing that covers your arm. Piece of clothing that covers your arm. What is that? Can you guess? We talked about sleeve, long sleeved one. Okay? So, sleeve, S-L-E-E-V-E, right? S-L-E-E-V-E, sleeve, right? And now, let's go down. In down, sorry, okay. The first word, show. We talked about show. Show means reveal. Okay? Do you find reveal there? Yes. You see there now, when you look at the book, clothes and second line of the book, okay? Under the topic clothes, you can find reveal. Hope you found it. And now let's talk in a strong or definite way. In a strong or definite way. That means, can you guess? That is firmly. Firmly. Now, you can find that, okay, on page number 1, greetings, second line. Page number 1, greetings, second line. You can find firmly there. Okay, that is in a strong or definite way. And let's move to number 3, opposite. Do you remember the word opposite? That is reverse. Where do you find that? But we did not study this, doing business. But you can find this word in doing business, and the meaning is reverse. Okay? R-E-V-E-R-S-E. Reverse means opposite. Okay? Reverse means opposite. And let's find the meaning of the next word. Co-workers. Co-workers, that means working together. People working together. Right? You know the word colleague. Where do you find this word colleague? Okay. The word colleagues means you find in doing business. Okay. Second last line of the passage. Okay. If you look at your book, you can find the second, okay, the word in the second last line of the reading passage. Okay. Similarly, now we are moving to number 2, reading comprehension. Okay. In reading comprehension, we have 2 false items. Today's lesson covers up to number D. Okay, let's talk about 2 false items of number D. Okay. Okay, true false items. Number A. What is number A? Can you see in your book? Okay, let's read. When an American meets us for the first time, we shake hands. This is? Okay, look at the answer. True. Okay, this is true. And now let's read the second sentence. The second sentence is, in many parts of Asia, friends kiss on both cheeks when they meet. Do you think this is true? Of course not. So this is false. Okay, and in number C, in Mexico, many people think that lunch is a time to relax and socialize. In Mexico, many people think that lunch is a time to relax and socialize. Do you think this is true or false? Now, let's check the answer. This is true. Okay? And in number D, let's move to number D. The question is, you can see in your book there, on page number 4. Okay, the statement is, in India, we should take off our shoes when entering a restaurant. Do you think it's true? This is not true. This is false. We talked about Japan and other countries, right? So, now we are moving to the next one, that is answer the following questions. That means read the text again and answer the following questions. What is the first question there? You see in your book. Question is, mention any one difference between the American and the Japanese greetings. American and Japanese greetings. Okay, we talked about that. American greeting, shaking hands. Japanese greeting, bowing. Right? In the book, we learned that. Okay, so now let's check the answer. The answer is, Americans shake hands while looking straight in the eyes, whereas Japanese bow their body without eye contact. Without eye contact. Japanese, they bow their body without eye contact. You find this in the book, in the greeting. Okay? Normally, when you read the greetings, you can find in your books. Okay? You can compare American and Japanese way of greeting. Okay? And next question. The next question is, what type of clothes should the Muslim women not wear in Muslim countries? What type of cloth is not allowed? Okay, we talked about the cloth that reveals or that shows the part of their body. You see the answer there? The answer is, Muslim women should not wear the clothes that reveal the body in the Muslim countries. Okay? Especially the cloth, when they wear, it should not reveal or it should not show the body. Okay? So you find that in clothes. Okay? You find that. And next is, the question is your main meal of the day same as that in Britain? The question is to you now, this time. Okay? Nepalese food and British food, do you think the same? Now, of course not, different. If you take the British food, you can say, yes, we have the same. But normally, Nepalese have different food. Okay? Yes, our main meal of the day is same as that in Britain. You can say if you take British food, but if you take typical Nepali food, okay, or common Nepali food, you should say, no, we have two main meals of the day. Okay, they are brunch. Brunch is late breakfast, early lunch. Maybe you may take at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Late breakfast and early lunch, that is brunch. And dinner, that means you take at 7 or 8 in the evening. But in the afternoon, we have light snacks called khaja. That is the Nepalese food. And the last question here is, today's last question is, in which countries do people prefer discussing business during meals? In which countries? Now, let's see there. In Britain and the United States, people prefer discussing business during meals. Okay, by now, you understood about greetings, clothes, and food, different cultures in different countries. I hope you understood this part of lesson, and rest of the lesson we'll study in the next class. This much for today. See you in the next class. This much for today. Bye.